And you're listening to Blueshirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
Good afternoon, good evening, Ranger fans. It is May 24th, 2024. I am on the other side of the glass. But on the other side of the glass is my great friend and compatriot, Jim Schmiedeberg, live from Las Vegas.
On the other side of the country.
He's on. This technology is.
It's like the old days.
It is.
Me in the desert, you in Lake Ronkonkoma.
He's joining us poolside, ladies and gentlemen. So
literally in the pool.
That's right. He's literally in the pool. And, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody still hasn't slit their wrists or jumped from the rooftops just yet. But I have to say, just look at the early comments. It looks like people are worried. Jim actually told me before the broadcast he was worried. So welcome, Patreon people. We love you. I know I called you Schmendrix a couple weeks ago, but that was just because I couldn't search for the words pioneers or who's who. So, Jim, tell me what's going on. Tell me.
Yes, Deanna, Shawshank Redemption is the best movie of all time.
It's certainly up there.
It's up there.
It's my favorite
movie of all time.
So
I'm honestly not sure why it's in our intro, but I like it.
Me either. I was going to question, did Morgan Freeman say something?
I don't know, but I'll take it.
All right. And I
needs more Morgan Freeman, not less.
I see it's a who's who of people here. Deanna's here. The great Dr. B. Sandrock. Coast of the Crazy Greek. The Cray Greek.
Stone, what's up? Dr. B, what's up?
Thank you so much. So, Jim, let's start off. I want to know all about the travel. I want to know all about I'm in like my host mode. So if my cadence is a little off or different, that's just the way I do things.
90 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Look behind me. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful day.
Except there's a murder going on across the street.
I don't think it's we don't think it's a murder. Let's not get crazy. So listen. All right. I don't want to make light of whatever's going on. So we're in an Airbnb, right? And across the street and about 3 houses down, Jen was sitting back here with me until about 10 minutes ago. She went to get ready to go out because we're going to go out and watch the game. And she comes running back here. I'm in the yard, obviously. And she's like, somebody is on the phone screaming bloody murder, like just screaming like they just got really bad news on the phone. So I took a quick walk out there, and there's an ambulance over there, and you can hear this woman screaming on the phone. I don't know what's going on. I pray it wasn't a crime committed because I've still got another 2 nights in this neighborhood. This is not the best Airbnb we've ever rented. That's all I'll say. But there is a pool, and there is nice weather, and there is beer. So we're hanging on.
You're set. You are set.
We're hopeful that whatever was happening across the street was just a natural passing of time. A 99-year-old woman who just decided she didn't want to live in a world where the Rangers were losing at the playoffs anymore. I don't know. I don't want to make light of what's going on. I hope it's sad. There's obviously something going on, but I don't know. I don't know the full story. I'm sure trying to find out what's going on.
Well, inquiring minds. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a Ranger crisis thing because I'm really in charge. Usually Jim just guides me and puts up with me, but
right.
Well,
so
go ahead.
But the trip is going well. My daughter is officially a high school graduate. It was a wonderful ceremony last night at the Thomas Mack Center, which is the arena for UNLV, and went very well. I put some pictures already on Facebook, so you've already seen them if you're on Facebook. And today they are going to go. Megan and Avery and my son are going to go down the Strip, and they're going to walk around a little bit around there while Jen and I watch the game. Then we're going to meet them on Fremont Street.
Oh,
I am telling all of you right now, if you are here in the group and you know that I've done this before and it's been a lot of fun, if we get a good outcome tonight, and maybe even if we don't get a good outcome, because we all might need a humor boost. I guarantee you, if the Rangers win tonight, this is my guarantee. If the Rangers win tonight, there will be a Fremont Street recap.
Yes.
If they don't win tonight, I don't know, because I really don't. We'll see. But if they win, I guarantee it. We'll be all right. So,
well, I look forward to that.
They are a lot of fun.
Fremont Street's always a kick. Now, look, let me
I love Fremont Street. I can't stand the Strip anymore. The older I get, the more. But I do like Fremont Street. I like the drinking. I like the street performance. I like the live music that's going on.
Yeah, it's happening.
Eddie, you'd like this. There's a bar on Fremont Street that we just found out today called Hennessy's Tavern, and at 5 p.m. today they are doing a punk rock. I don't know what do you want to call it? I guess a punk rock show that goes from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m.
Wow.
Like 11 different punk rock groups, none that I've ever heard of, maybe a few that you've heard of. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, punk rock is kind of a
I know you enjoy the genres, so that would be, I'm sure you would.
Yeah, I would definitely be down there. I always like, isn't there like an open air like music thing down there? Like they either play music or have a band over there down in Fremont Street?
Well, Fremont Street is, I don't know how long it is. It's about what they call the Fremont Street experience now. It's about a mile long, and it's covered. And the cover shows a light show every few minutes.
Yeah, I've been there.
Show. And then there's several different stages, and on each stage there's a musical act going on. And I saw a Beatles tribute on Fremont Street one night that was amazing. The guys came out and did like 45 minutes of the what I'll call the Shea Stadium Beatles era, and then they went backstage and came back out and all dressed in Sgt. Pepper's gear and did like that era of Beatles tribute. They were really good. Anyway, and there's a band over there, cover band called Alter Ego. They do a lot of 80s cover stuff. Really good. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I like the music and the activity down there.
Yeah, I like the beer drinking and all that stuff. All right, let's get down. Yeah, let's get down to business. Let's get down to beeswax. Now
we're in trouble. I'm just kidding. We've been here before.
Listen to the man.
You've been through the wars, and you know what I mean by the wars. We've been here before. We've been here before. We've been shut out at home by Florida on the before.
Well, you were en route to the game, and so most of the game on the plane, right?
On Southwest Flight 3139.
Wow.
Yes. Live streaming ESPN.
I remember you had said you were going to ensure that you got to be able to see it and the whole thing yet so far. And
we did find a way.
All right. I mean, let's make it quick. Not quick, but let's dive right into it. What do you think went wrong?
I don't know. Well, they didn't get a lot of chances in this game, so they've got to find a way to get more chances, and that sounds obvious, but I think it is obvious. A couple of posts, they didn't really wake up. Bless you. They didn't really wake up. At least it seemed to me until the third period. What did they have? They had, I think, 15 shots on goal through 2 periods, or some ridiculously bad number. 12 shots on goal through 2 periods. That's not going to cut it. I mean, come on. We're the President's Trophy winners. We're the number 1 team in the league. 12 shots on goal is absurd. I could get a beer league team that could get 15 shots on goal on the Panthers and 2 goals. Come on.
No, I agree. I mean, they've got to generate more shots. I saw some of the internet, the internet doctors, the hockey doctors want to diagnose what was wrong with the Rangers. These
everybody knows what's wrong with the Rangers.
Yeah, everybody knows. Everybody's got an opinion.
Nobody knows what I know.
Trust me, we all in this chat room know more than most of these people. But a lot of people were saying, "Oh, they got out muscled, they got out hit." I didn't see that at all. That was the broadcast were definitely saying, "Oh, this is a heavy team and heavy." I kept saying heavy. Apparently, heavy is the new term for. I didn't really see that. They laid some big hits. The Rangers laid some big hits. Cooley had a big hit. Trouba had a big hit. I didn't see that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought this was a boring game. It really, it was like fucking soccer. It was like both teams were stifled. And, the shots on goal, they kept talking about the Rangers' lack of shots on goal. Fucking Florida was on like 23 shots or 20 shots or 18 shots at one point for like a whole period too. I'm like, the Rangers are catching up. It was so boring. I don't know. And
Florida had 9 shots in every period. 9 shots on goal in every period. So it's not. I didn't see it. I didn't see a dominant performance by Florida. Like you said, I saw all the hockey doctors. Everybody's got a reason to be negative. They, Florida's too fast. Florida's too good. Florida's too this. Florida's too that. I don't know. This was a 1-0 game until, after the disallowed or the reviewed, whatever you want to call it. This was a 1-0 game until late. So, I mean, again, I'll say the same thing I said against Carolina. I didn't see anything the Rangers can't correct. I didn't see any reason to think the Rangers can't play with them. We saw during the season the Rangers can play with them. They lost. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just lose. You've been saying it for years.
I told you that murder. Gonna get Matlock on the case.
Keep a low profile over here in my little Airbnb pool.
I wish we had the Matlock sound. Kind of thing. The thing is with, and Jonathan Riggs talked about it. Well, he's mentioning Bobrovsky, and I told Jim before the show, they're facing a good netminder, which is a little different from for the first 2 rounds. Right. So they've got to cash in when they get a chance. They just didn't have enough opportunities. It did have some scoring chances, but I just didn't see the throw. As another saying I've always throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I understand the Rangers haven't been scoring lately. Everything is other than Kreider's third period, spectacular. The Rangers don't get a lot of goals the last 3 or 4 games, or maybe go back 5 games. And it's frustrating when Brancy comes out. He does this great job. He's the best in the business. Absolutely. People are waving those stupid ass towels and all that stuff. They're all psyched. And the Rangers came out pretty good, I thought. And then it just got boring. And when they scored the goal, and I did fault Artemi Panarin for kind of choking on that play, and the goal goes in, and now the crowd is dead. The crowd has left it. They might as well have left the building at that point because
Right.
they were just out of it. I don't know why. So and you're like, oh, they're down, and then it wasn't a good way to start. Everybody was so excited. Bottom line, these teams are evenly matched. Anybody who thinks the Rangers should run away with this series is sadly mistaken. I think it's dead even as far as I'm concerned. And I felt like the Rangers Stars really didn't play like the Rangers Stars.
Right.
Their good players need to play good, and there's some changes tonight. It looks like.
Yeah, I haven't been on social media much at all, but Jen did tell me that I guess Capo Caco is riding the pine tonight.
Yeah, the great Steve Vo, who was telling me, and Patrick Hill, who got a lot of criticism in our group for apparently Lavi has decided to bench Capo Caco, put Rempe in, and as Jonathan Riggs mentioned, I think that's going to have the crowd amped. I think that's what he wants.
I think it amps the team too.
Definitely.
There's a different buzz with this team when Rempe plays, and
he's got
a hard time convincing me otherwise.
And I think that it provides kind of a distraction for the other team.
Right.
They got to worry about what's this going on. Jimmy Vesey should sit, apparently. Danny McGill. Everybody's listen, I have faith in Peter Laviolette. I'm the ride or die with that guy. I know, some people are already opining for the Gerard Gallant days and don't want to give him his blessing yet.
There's opining.
There's opining, yes.
Oh my God! I did see what happens when I leave the Northeast. There's opining going
there's
on.
Opining though.
Oh, the rumpled clown, Joe.
Yes, everybody.
By the way, we got to talk about Sam too. We got to.
They will not let it go. It's like, bro. It's like, apparently Gallant saw that Kako was a bum when he sat him. What was it? His first year or first year? Second year. He sat him in the Devils against the Devils. So I don't know. Whatever. It just, I've seen so many crazy emotional responses to a one-game loss. I'm at him. But it's true. The Rangers stunk the joint up. I mean, they really didn't come out like they wanted it. They didn't play like they wanted it. Like I said before the Crier game, you got to just come out and take it. But the Panthers are a well-coached team. That but I don't think they're any better than Carolina except in goal. I mean, they've got a little bit more on defense. They have some depth on defense, but give me a break. I mean, they got fucking Dmitry Kulikov, who's like older than Mark Stahl back there on their fourth pairing, and then I'm not sold on the and Oliver Ekman Larson. He's another fossil. I mean, it's just like the Rangers have to step up.
I guess, and I don't know if there. I don't even know if you can attribute this at all, and I'm not making an excuse. I'm posing the question more than anything else. I don't know if you can attribute this to the 5-day layoff they had or whatever, but I think the disappointment comes from, they did have 5 or 6 nights off, and there was a certain lack of oomph in their game.
Yeah. Especially at home. And I think now I would just like to see them come out, because I feel like it's been a little while. Just come out like, as my old high school football coach used to say, gangbusters. Yeah.
Come out like gangbusters. Take control of this game from the opening, the opening shift. I
totally agree.
I would like to see that. And we haven't seen
the first goal and just pound on them.
They're not the 75 Canadians. They're just the Florida Panthers. And yeah, they're a good team, but so are the Rangers.
I definitely agree. I saw that Chris Kreider, can you guys corroborate this? Because Jim usually corroborates, but he's been off the socials lately. That Chris Kreider said that the ice was really bad. for the game.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can that be corroborated by one of you Patreon Gold members?
In an unrelated story, Chris Kreider has been traded to the KHL and will never be allowed in Madison Square Garden again.
But isn't the ice always bad at Madison Square Garden? And didn't the Panthers have to play in that bad ice too?
Especially this time of year.
Okay, Jonathan Riggs is giving the affirmative on that. Okay. Then listen, that ice is going to be bad from here to eternity. I mean, it's the warming up. It's never good. It's going to be bad, even with the Knicks eliminated.
Here's what Chris Kreider said. Sorry for saying, like, this is not an excuse at all because we're both playing on the same ice, but the ice wasn't the best. But that's going to be the case this time of year. That's going to be the case when you're playing warmer months. It's warmer outside. There's a lot of people in the building.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Fans took to Twitter to express their disappointment and disbelief at Kreider's comments regarding the ice conditions. Blaming the ice is a terrible look. Is it?
I don't care. It's told the truth.
But is it a terrible? Okay. And again, I understand both teams have to play on the same ice, so it's not an excuse. But is it a bad look? Is it a bad look when football players complain about the field conditions, which happens all the time? We see it all the time here in New York. The players hate MetLife Stadium. They hate that place.
Hate it.
They hate it. They hate the playing surface. So, and I don't know. This is a skilled team that wants to play on a faster track, right? I don't know. I don't think it's I don't have a problem with him saying it. I don't think he's using it as an excuse. But look, you want the best surface possible to ply your trade, right?
Right.
Is that so bad?
I like the fact that he got three
goals. My Rocky Balboa. It ain't so bad.
My favorite thing is this guy went from we're putting his name up in the fucking rafters.
Right.
So this excuse machine, this is lame. He's being taken to task.
Right. All of a sudden he goes from retiring his number. Now he's Enver Leeson.
Right. He's Ole Jokinen. I mean, it just shows you the fan base is very. I got to tell you a true story. Well, I wouldn't tell you a full story, but this is a true story. I'm in the library yesterday with my wife. And
Popular Gentlemen's Club out here in Vegas, by the way, the library.
Really? Whoa.
We were talking. I'm sorry, I'm derailing you here. But we drove past it, and we were all joking about it. And I said, well, that's so guys don't have to lie to their wives. Where are you going? I'm going to the library.
Right. Yeah, my friend's dad used to say he's taking his kid to the park. It was Belmont Park. He would go bet.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go on with your story.
So I'm watching librarians. My library is incredible. They have more people working there than if you go to Lowe's, you can't find a part. But you go to this library, there's like 15 people working. And I'm watching two of the librarians talking, and the security guard wanted. Excuse me, allergies. Thank you. The security wanders over, and they're like, Ralph, why do you look so sad? He's like, Rangers lost yesterday.
Oh,
this guy was all broken up about it.
Poor Ralphie.
They're like, but it was only game one. No,
right.
Ralphie was disheartened. It ruined his whole day.
Hey, look, I can relate to that. We've been there. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we've been through so much. Toughen job. I'm a little tougher than I used to be as a Ranger fan.
But I think you know what it is. We're so close to getting to the show. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Right.
People in their mind got 8 games to go, and it didn't happen. It doesn't mean it can't happen tonight. I mean, I didn't see anything from the Panthers that couldn't be rectified with cashing in on chances, trying not to get your shots blocked in key moments. But I saw frustration from all around. There was nothing really positive to be gleaned from that game. It was really boring. I was so bored, Jim. You don't understand. I'm like, it's 1-0.
Maybe in some ways it's better that there's nothing positive to be gleaned from that game. There's nothing to hang your hat on. Just get back to work. Get back to work. Correct what's wrong. You making some lineup changes tonight. You know, we got a fired up, Friday night crowd. They've been drinking.
Right.
They'll be ready.
Pretty sauced. Roslovic been moved off the first line from what I hear. Heedle's going to play up there.
Good.
He needed to.
He's not a first line player. Stop it.
No, he's not. I don't think they have a first line right wing, and that's one of the problems.
No.
They
had one, but he plays on Florida now.
Yeah, he's on their first line.
He plays for Florida now.
Yeah. It's going to be tough hole, but we need our best players. I'll tell you the guys I'm down on, and again, I've seen this a lot of times, and I hope I'm wrong. But in big spots, Artemi Panarin seems to fold. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm imagining this. Maybe the focus is too much on him. But I feel like with that confidence he had in the regular season and early on in the playoffs, it's a little bit. Now he's playing against his best friend, Jim. Did you hear that?
I've heard. I've seen the video of the dance contest of the two of them on Instagram. The two of them dancing on a boat or something like that.
Oh, Joe.
Hey, can I ask a question? How is it that every Russian player is best friends with the other Russian player? Do they all live in the same house in Moscow or I don't know. I can't even. It doesn't seem like every Russian player is best friends with the Russian player on the other team.
It always seems like that because I guess few guys speak Russian. I guess they play time together on a.
Do they all live in the same commune?
I don't know. He's Panarin's the godfather of Bobrovsky's daughter.
Oh,
Joe.
Fabulous, Sam. By the way, get well, Sam.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Sam.
that.
Oh, devastating news. I leave town and Sam's in the hospital. Sam collapsed. He's having dizzy spells. What else to do? God bless you, Sam. I hope you're all right.
Yeah, you're not much for announcing now, but I don't wish him. Yeah, he's not my favorite announcer, but I will say now. But I don't wish him any ill will. I hope he will recover.
Sam, for God's sakes. It's a national monument.
His hair is.
Right. His hair is.
Put it on top of the Washington Monument.
That would be great. Like in Philly, whenever the Flyers are in the playoffs and they'd always put the Flyers jersey on the William Penn statue.
Yeah.
What if we put Sam's toupee on the Statue of Liberty when the Rangers were in the playoffs?
And I don't know if you heard this also. Tonight on the game, we're getting Washuzhin, the voice of losing. The voice of losing.
Voice of losing.
Not a lot of good memories with him announcing, and Emily Kaplan and some other schmo. What is it? Who's the other guy that does the?
Not Ferraro?
Maybe. I don't know. They were driving me nuts. When you're losing, everything was driving me nuts.
Right. Everything sucks when you're losing. You don't want to hear it.
Sean McDonough was talking about the regular season. Nobody cares. We're in the middle of the playoffs.
Right. We're past the middle of the playoffs.
What?
We're past the middle of the playoffs.
Right. So let's talk about what's going on in the playoffs. What happened in the regular season does not mean shit.
Right. We've established playoff patterns at this point.
Right. And there's 28 other teams that have already moved on from last season. You know, they're sitting, the season's forgotten for them. They're not even paying attention to the Rangers and the other. And now you got Edmonton won last night, double overtime with McDavid there.
I did see that.
Yeah, Ferraro is very annoying.
I can't stand him.
I know you can't. You on record as not liking him. But I'm just again, there was nothing really to be happy about in that game.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And just hopefully the Rangers can score some goals. And, they got to get some goals on Bobrovsky to let him know that, they can score on him and it's not going to become a thing.
Right.
Oh, it's more sirens. What's going on?
It's like I'm in Beirut over here.
Yeah, you got an Airbnb in Beirut. Live from Lebanon.
live from Harlem. I'm gonna grab a beer while you talk for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have much about the broadcast. I just didn't see the. Like I said, guys, I was bored to fucking tears in this game. I was like, this is just not watchable hockey. And then when Lafreniere put the puck in on his own net, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Now he redirects it into his net. Can this be more deflating to a Ranger fan who's at the game than that? Or watching at home? So, and I think Kako needed to be benched. He's a nothing, Jim. People have been
Kako.
I mean, people have been telling me, and people I respect.
Well, my take on Kako is I appreciate the things that he does do, but it's if he's got to come out of the lineup because they think somebody could do it better, then let's go. This is no time for egos. This is no time for favoritism.
Right.
Again, I've said it 20 times in the last 3 weeks. I want to win a cup.
Right.
That's all. I don't care if it takes Matt Rempe taking the last face-off. I don't care if it's Jacob Trouba taking the last face-off to win the game. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if it's Zach Jones scoring the game-winning goal in Game 7. I want to win a cup. It's enough. It's 30 years. It's enough.
Whatever it takes. I'm not tied to anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm tied to winning.
Right. And he said that in his pregame thing, basically, because Gretzky, Messier, and somebody else said Rempe should play tonight. And they asked him, does that influence your decision?
And he said no.
He said no. Because this is it's an internal decision. We're not listening to fucking, guys who played 40 years ago.
Right.
If he would have said that, oh, well, if they say that, then it must be right. Because none of them has been a good coach except for Messier. He won that Spengler Cup, whatever he won.
Right. The French's Mustard Cup. I don't care what it takes. I don't care who has to play, who has to sit. There's no favoritism at this point. There's no favoritism at this point in the playoffs or in my life. I'm not tied to any one player. There are players I like more than others. I want to win a cup. I have now lived this life longer without a cup than I did, the first time around. I went 24 years of my life without a cup. Now I've gone 30. I want another one.
We all want that.
I want to be young enough to enjoy it. I want to be young enough to get drunk about it. I don't want to be one of these old men sitting in his recliner with his blanket over his knees, clapping.
That's me.
He's 75 years old. He finally gets to see his first cup since 1994. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be at the parade with my brethren. I want to be on the BSU float.
Please.
With the cooler.
So bad. It's what I think about.
With the beer flowing and, Costa just shirt off, waving it like an MSG towel. That's what I want. Millie with her shirt off, waving it like a towel.
Oh, wow. Well, I just want to say that
you never know.
Sometimes I daydream about that when I'm in the car.
Right.
And I just go, please, what the fuck do we have to do just to have that? That would be like perfect. Now I've got something serious to say. I'm going on record. Adam Fox is seriously hurt. Seriously hurt. He has been a nothing in the last 5 or 6 games. I think it was Kachuk in the last game went to hit him, and I've never seen a guy try to not to get hit. And usually you'll take a hit, especially as a defenseman. But he was so shy of getting hit in the upper body. I think he's seriously hurt. And I'm starting to think that maybe if he can't play at 100%, and if you notice, guys, Ryan Lindgren has pinched a lot more than he usually does.
Yeah, he has. It's a good point.
And I think that's because he knows that Fox can't do it. And he's been trying to jump up into the play where Fox might have. I think he's seriously hurt, which hurts the Rangers tremendously. The offense, the whole puck possession game. And I'm starting to think that rather than Bent Gustafson or whatever his name is, Eric Gustafson, maybe Zach Jones might help.
Well,
Now,
is 100% of Zach Jones better than 60% of Adam Fox, or 50% or 40% of whatever we got of Adam Fox? I don't know.
I think Fox's defensive game hasn't suffered, but his offense, he's not the same player. He's just not.
I'd rather have the healthy players in the lineup.
Yeah, and
That's me.
now obviously the coaches assessed it. I think Jonathan Riggs could be up right. He could be right. This could be like a broken rib or something, but he's not the same player, and the Rangers need him to be at 100%. I mean, what is he? Is he like pointless or goal? He's like he hasn't gotten a goal like in 2 years in the playoffs or something like that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I mean, again, I love the guy, but if it comes out that he's playing, I don't know. On the power play, which they didn't get many power play chances in that game, their penalty kill looked good again. That's like the strongest part of their game. They seem to get short-handed breakaways and short-handed chances. But Adam Fox, to me, is definitively hurt. He is playing hurt. It doesn't take – we watched him. Exactly, John. Let him rest. Have some bagels, whatever he wants.
They asked him about it after the game the other night. And he
What's
said
he
he's
gonna
fine. He laughed it off. Trouba laughed it off, sitting right next to him.
Yeah, well, what
Laughed it off. But you know what?
Oh, Filipino isn't returning either. I mean, they've said the same thing before. They're not going to tell you. He's going to say, I'm really hurt, and they're going to go after him.
Right.
Yeah, so that is affecting the Rangers. But even with that, it's going to take for the big guys to step up, and I'm not. Jim said he's worried. I said I'm not worried yet. They dropped 2 at home. I'm going to be worried.
I'm not too worried. If they lose tonight, then yeah, it's time to worry. Legit worry.
Right.
One game, no.
Right. I mean, Florida has gotten the split at home. What did you think of the fact that?
Remember, you're not in trouble until you lose Game 5.
Yeah, that's true. What did I want to say? The fact that they weren't. I don't think they were matching Barkov in that game either. I didn't think that line was all that great. I mean, I know they're good, and what you call Kachuk really hasn't scored a lot of goals in the playoffs this year. They've got some other guys. I don't know. I felt it was an even matchup, but the one team generated more chances and cashed in. So if they win, the Rangers got to score some goals tonight. Even if they win and it's like a double overtime 1-0 game, I'm gonna lose my shit.
God help us.
I'll take the win. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, we'll take the win.
You got to make a statement. Like, you got to be like, this is our place. It's home. It's a Friday night. Everybody's drunk. Let's fucking do this.
Right.
You're going to get Brancy again. I mean, again, and then now there's going to be no, Laviolette. He talks the talk, but doesn't walk the walk with the physical game. I don't think, again, Rempe is going to play 5 minutes.
Right.
He's going to play 5 minutes.
Especially if they get behind.
Yeah. If they get behind, then he's going to get 4 minutes. But I do agree he does impact the game. But as far as the hitting goes, I didn't see that in that game. That game was a slog fest. To me, that's the way I watched it. I don't know. It's just a lot of it was a lot of just nothing. And then with the zone time again was a problem. It's been a problem the whole playoffs, really. I don't know what the deal is. Sometimes I feel like it's Tortorella. We just sit in our own zone and we play a zone defense.
Right.
Got to move forward. I thought they had more room. Actually, I thought they had more room than they had against Carolina. But again,
well, Carolina plays a man defense, whereas Florida doesn't. So there should be more room to move it. There should be more room to move the puck. They got to find it. How many shots did I didn't look at the block shots?
It was I know the hits were fairly even.
Hits were 38-27, block shots 19-18, both in favor of Florida.
Okay, so it was 38-27.
Jacob Trouba, who sucks and everybody hates him, he's got to go. He's got to be traded and bought out, led the team in hits.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, the overreaction from Ray. I saw things where it said, why Heedle? He sucks, he's useless. The 2-game evals are in.
Right.
I remember a couple of years ago, we got 4 goals in the playoffs.
Well, playoffs, it's smaller scale.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I mean, could he be more used? I mean, I know Roxlovic kind of got some points in the first 2 rounds, but he doesn't finish. I mean, he doesn't jive with those guys. That's just again, he's like Julien Gauthier 2.0. He's a little bit better than Julien, but yep. I mean, I see a lot of good comments in the chat room and all of that. So
hopefully they figure it out.
So who do you, just quickly before we wrap this up? And I guess who you're really looking for to break out? I mean, who do you think's got to step up their game?
Top players. It's that simple. Top players got to be the top players. I mean, I can't look at this game and think, oh, Will Cooley needs to play better, or Alex, when's he going to score? Berg needs to get a goal. Top players got to play top player. Who scored for Florida the other night? Kachuk, Verhaeghe, Bennett. They're top players. That's what it takes. Your top players have to be your top players.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I mean,
you got to get shots on goal. You got to play north-south hockey. You got to get to the net. You got to stop being fancy. They don't have to be Sports Center goals in the playoffs. They just have to go in.
That's right. We all know that.
We're not playing Montreal in February here.
And I do, it's funny because Barkov plays such a great 2-way game, and you really can appreciate it. But Panarin really is, in my estimation, again, I don't know the Florida, but I do is the most skilled player out there offensively, and he's got to show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments here.
Danny McGillicuddy says, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know if it looked to me, and I'm not making excuses. It just didn't look like Igor saw the puck.
I felt like it deflected, or it just was. I don't know what it was.
I don't know,
but it went in.
Right.
So Rangers got it. Schneider had that breakaway, hit the post.
It can't go in if you don't shoot it.
That's right. All right, so that's it.
So what do you want to do for game 2? You want to do tomorrow? Like I said, it would have to be early afternoon Vegas time, which is 4:00 your time. It's in your hands.
Yeah.
If there's a win tonight, there'll be a recap from Fremont Street, and that'll be in the Facebook group. But I still want to get together with you and do something if we can. So,
okay,
at your disposal.
Well, I'm trying to think. For me, the only thing I could do 4:00 tomorrow. It would be better than Sunday because Sunday's got the game. We got a game Sunday, right?
Right. And Sunday I have no availability. I'm on a plane at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning Vegas time, and we don't roll into LaGuardia until 4:30. So the game will be half over. We'll be watching it.
It's a Sunday afternoon game.
I know. It sucks. But we'll be watching game 3 on the plane on the way home. So
that sucks for you. I wish you.
It does. It's not optimal. I'll give you that. But it's better than nothing.
All right. Well, hopefully now that you're on the ground, the Rangers will win, and
yes,
they'll rectify the plane losing.
And we have a good record. The Rangers are 2-0 when I'm in Las Vegas. So
there we go.
They've beaten Detroit and Tampa while I'm in Vegas. So, and we've had some fantastic recaps. So let's hope the Rangers can get it done tonight. And I'll give you guys we'll have a lot of fun out on Fremont Street because the drinks will be flowing and it'll be a good time. So let's see what happens. So
we'll set it up for tomorrow at 4:00.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, Rangers fans, come on, Boston beat them a couple games. They've lost some games. Tampa has beaten them. This is not an insurmountable mountain that they can't climb.
Right.
I mean, this is a long. I just want to be entertained because that last game, if I win, I would want my money back.
They're built for this, but so are the Rangers.
That's right.
Just get out and get it done. I'll do my best, John.
Okay.
I'll do my best. All right. Eddie, thank you. Thank you for taking over hosting duties. I do appreciate it.
No
Thanks,
problem.
everybody. We love you guys.
Yeah, let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers. Let's get it done. Let's get this series evened up.
We'll see you tomorrow at 4.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Take
Good
care,
night, everybody.
Jim. Bye-bye.
Bye.